Stop networking. What is their reputation? Time is limited. Energy is limited. There's also a lot of newbies and fake gurus in the e-learning space, in the online education space, in the coaching world. Traditional networking makes it all about you. And sales is never, ever, 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 never, ever, 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 never about you. Traditional networking is, it takes a long time and it costs a lot of money and you still might not be connected with the right people. Here's a better approach. I call it strategic positioning. And it's exactly how I got guys like Robert Kiyosaki, Pace Morby, Jamil Damji, Tarek El Moussa, Tim Sykes, and many others to not only view me as somebody of influence in the industry, but somebody that they want to work with and somebody that they trust. But Sean, my network is my net worth. You know, it's all about who you know? Or is it more about who knows you and how they know you? See, most people go to as many networking events as they possibly can, traveling all over the country, trying to meet as many people as possible, leaving their business cards in bathrooms and handing it out every chance they get. They're even turning non-networking events into networking events. And they seem to know everything about everyone and the who's who and the what's what and every business and what's going on. But who knows them? And how do people know them? What are they known for? What influence do they have? What is their reputation? Now, before I share with you the not so talked about strategy to do instead of networking, let me share with you 3 reasons why traditional networking doesn't work. Quite frankly, majority of the people that you meet simply can't help you, aren't going to be a synergistic fit, and you can't help them probably very much either. And even those that you can help doesn't mean you should. We're not intentional with the relationships that we're actually building. We're just trying to meet as many people as we can. But time is limited, especially if you're going to events. The time that you spend is limited. Energy is limited. You can't do everything. A wise mentor of mine told me just because you can doesn't mean you should. And you know who loves going to events and talking about all the things that they're doing and what they're working on and what they're building? Newbies. People just getting started. People who are trying to do exactly what we're talking about. Network with as many people as they possibly can so they can take something, get one piece of nugget. But ultimately, that leads to point number 2. Traditional networking makes it all about you. And sales is never, ever, 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 never, ever, 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 never about you. See, most networkers go to an event or a conference or a trade show with the intention of gaining something, with the intention of getting something, which isn't inherently wrong. However, it makes it obvious that you're there trying to get something. And how do you feel about people who are trying to get something from you? Not the best, right? It doesn't exactly build the trust and build the relationship. Very few people look at what can I give going to a networking event. And people like this are easy to spot because they're always talking about all the things that they can do and all the things that their business does and all the solutions that their business provides. And what do? They make it all about them once again. And when you make it all about you, you're not in a position of leverage. And the third problem with traditional networking is it takes a long time and it costs a lot of money and you still might not be connected with the right people, or more importantly, the right people view you as somebody influence and somebody they want to connect with. So instead of networking, instead of just trying to meet as many people as possible and grow your network in terms of numbers as big as possible, instead of inevitably making interactions about you, and instead of throwing all your time and money toward going to every single event you possibly can, here's a better approach. I call it strategic positioning. And it's exactly how I got guys like Robert Kiyosaki, Pace Morby, Jamil Damji, Tarek El Moussa, Tim Sykes, and many others to not only view me as somebody of influence in the industry, but somebody that they want to work with and somebody that they trust. So if you want to learn how to execute the same strategic positioning process, follow these 5 steps. Number 1, you want to identify the best. Who is the best of the best at what it is you're trying to accomplish, what it is you're trying to do, who it is in the space that has the most influence, who is the best. For example, if you want to learn about cars, you're not going to go and connect with Joe Schmo who works on his car once a week in his garage down the street from you. The best of the best are the guys who are building those monkey garage cars and those fast and furious cars. So who is the best of the best? Who has the most influence in the space? First step is identifying that person. The second step is, where do they congregate? Where do they spend their time? Where are they hanging out? What worlds are they living in? Whether virtual worlds or in-person environments, where are they? You want to spend your time in those places where those people are, where the best of the best are. Step number 3, who influences them? The reason why you want to identify who influences the influencer over the people you want to have influence over is because oftentimes people try to come in the front door when they want to meet the best of the best. And when you come in the front door, it's a crowded entrance. You're not going to stand out. You're not going to have good positioning to develop that relationship further. So the third step is to identify who influences the influencer. Once you've identified that person, step number 4, you want to uncover some of that person's needs, wants, goals, desires, or pain point. What's important to that person? Where are they at? What are they working on? What do they need? What do they want? What do they desire? Where are their pain points? What problems can you solve for them? Now, once you've identified one of their needs, wants, goals, desires, or pain points, or ideally a few of them, the 5th step is to simply fulfill on those. Fulfill on those. Help them. Fulfill on one of their needs, wants, goals, desires, or pain points. And now you are going to have trust of the person who has influence over the person that you want to have a relationship with and be seen as someone of value. So if you follow this 5-step process, what you end up with, third-party endorsement to the person you want to be positioned with from somebody that they already trust. Pretty cool, huh? Much better than another business card placed above a urinal at a networking event, don't you think? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Ask me anything you want below. Check out the links in the description. Thanks for watching. I'm Sean Gray. I'll see you next time. Here's to creating freedom.